What's happening, everybody?
Hello. I'm a little hoarse today. My allergies are bad.
Are they?
Mold.
Little
Damn,
moldy.
Damn mold.
Goddamn mold.
It's moldy.
Welcome to The Bar is Open with Beth and Greg. I'm Greg.
I'm Beth.
That's Beth. And this is Married Life, based on a true story. Married Life. I tried to funnel, is that what you call it? Like a little Matthew McConaughey?
Oh,
Married
yeah.
Life. All right.
Is it funnel or is it? I don't know.
Filter. I don't know what it's called, but nonetheless, it doesn't matter.
You tried to.
Because this isn't about him. This is about us.
All right.
This is about Beth and I's
journey.
just random bullshit journey through life.
Reliving.
With funny fucking stuff.
Reliving.
Yeah.
17 years.
Together. Of togetherness.
Right? Is it 17?
We've been together for 17. We're coming up on 14 years of marriage. God damn. August next month.
No, is it 17?
Yeah.
5, 15.
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, 19,
16?
20, 21, something like that.
16,
Almost.
17. I don't know. Does it matter at this
point?
point?
At that point, no.
Hey, honey, crack your beer.
Okay.
And cheers to all the folks presumably watching or listening to this on, where can they watch that? Cheers.
Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, iTunes, and Podbean.
And YouTube.
Oh, did I not say YouTube? Did I?
It's all good. It's awesome. Cheers. I love you.
Cheers,
It's awesome. So we're going to get in. So last time we were talking kind of about how we met and how we were dating and all those sorts of things, which everybody has those kind of stories, right? Which is, it's goofy. And
we like having fun and making fun of ours.
Yeah, right. So it's goofy and kind of you think about those kind of like, especially when you're in your 30s, right? Or I was in my late 20s. You were like mid 30s.
Right.
So what we're going to talk about today is we're going to get into kind of a little bit more kind of as our relationship kind of progressed, ultimately, right?
Right.
And the last time we talked, it was more kind of like flirty, fun dating stuff.
Right. Like
now,
the beginning.
we got serious.
We became boyfriend, girlfriend.
Boyfriend, girlfriend. Can I hold your hand?
No.
She still doesn't like me to hold her hand. Like, Jesus Christ. We sleep together 14 years, 15, however long we started.
16 years.
We moved it. We're going to get into this. But she still has a body pillow between us because she doesn't like me touching her.
If
I bump her fucking foot in the middle of the night, she moves her foot. No, you move your foot away. You're like, no.
I am not a cuddler. I get hot. And you get
like
hot.
Like a toe touching your calf.
Now you're just hogging my bed space. And I take my sleep very
You have
serious.
a king-size bed.
I will say that you were the one that bought me the body pillow to help my back. So
that you've never used for your back.
No, I do. I use it. That's the whole reason why. Because when I sleep on my side, it keeps my spine somewhat aligned. Versus
no, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
All right, let's get into this.
Okay.
All right, so let's go back. You've got the notes over there.
I do.
So where are we starting, honey?
So we moved in together September of 06.
Right.
Yeah, we moved in together September 06. And that's when I bought that townhouse.
You bought that condo, from our buddy Matt.
And I'm starting with our very first grocery trip together.
Okay, go for it. Let's hear this.
So Greg and I definitely have different eating habits.
We definitely did back then.
Oh, definitely.
Like
I think we're a little bit more aligned.
We're in sync.
Now than we were then, but I don't like anything fat free, and you could give a fuck.
No, I gave a fuck. Well, evidently.
So I was going through a cottage cheese phase, where I was doing like cottage
as we all
cheese.
do.
I was going through like a cottage cheese and pineapple stage.
Because that was the fancy thing to do in 2006.
I don't know.
Like, it's very healthy.
It was good. It was healthy and it was good. Because I'm always trying to give up sugar. I never make it, but I'm always trying.
But you're gonna go with like 300 calorie per serving cottage.
It's not about
cheese.
It's not about the calories.
Oh, it wasn't.
No, it was about the sugar content.
Okay, I didn't.
And anyway, so I grab a tub of regular cottage cheese because Beth does not like anything fat free. Gross. I'd rather not eat it than get it fat free.
She's changed.
Oh, no, you grabbed fat free. That's what it was. You grabbed fat free. And I was like, no, I don't like fat free.
Mind you, we've been dating for what, 2 months?
No, longer.
No, I don't even think.
It was almost a year. We'd been dating for almost a year.
Really? We had never grocery shopped before?
We had just moved in together. We'd never grocery shopped.
No, the reason I say this is because we went to the grocery store it was the Fry's off of Bell Road. So we were still, I think we still both had apartments at that point. Like I had apartment.
I don't know where we were, but you tried to strong arm me into the cottage cheese.
I strong-armed
You tried to strong arm me into the fat-free cottage
I love
cheese.
the fact that you threw out, I tried to strong arm you into cottage cheese.
You did.
That is that's a classic right there. I'm like, holy shit.
You tried to strong arm me into cottage cheese, and I looked at you and I said, babe,
Oh, shit.
I don't like fat-free. And you were like,
Well, that's what we're going to
you're
get.
going to have to learn to like it because that's what we're getting. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, you'll learn to like it. And I just looked at him like, who the hell does this MFer think he
You can
is?
say motherfucker.
I'm a grown-ass woman. And I looked at you and I was like, I don't want fat-free. And you were like, you'll get
Tough
over
shit.
it. And I opened the refrigerator door and grabbed the regular cottage cheese and looked at him and said, you seem to forget I make my own fucking money and I'll get whatever cottage cheese I want.
Goddamn right.
I put it in the basket
Lady power.
and proceeded to walk off and not talk to you the rest of that grocery trip.
No, the rest of the day, I think.
No, because you eventually apologized.
I didn't apologize. I don't apologize.
Right.
I'm not apologetic.
No, not whatsoever. It was one of the first times that I think I realized that Greg doesn't think before he opens his mouth.
Fuck you.
I was
jerk.
like, I literally think that he thought I was just going to be like, oh, okay, we'll get the fat-free cottage cheese because the man said so. No. But
Why not?
Because I don't
I was
like
looking out for your health, your better interest, the interest of your
No, you weren't.
cholesterol.
You were trying to make me see things your way. And the problem is we're both very stubborn.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So that's one thing that we've learned over the years. Is we're both very stubborn.
Yes.
And sometimes, and we'll talk about this here in a little bit. Like we butt heads, right? But we always figure out a way to work around.
Or figure it out.
Right. Like we're just like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm like, you go do you, I'll go do me, and we're just like.
Well, here's the thing: we don't fight.
No.
We might get frustrated with each other.
With each other.
But we really don't fight. Like,
No.
even when we get frustrated with each other, we might say a few things back and forth, and then we both go. Usually I walk away. I'm like, I'm going. I'm out.
It's normally me just being pissy about something.
Being a bitch. Being
Fuck
a bitch. It's usually about you.
No.
Yes.
Sometimes you are.
Well, I am a woman, so it's okay.
Oh, no. You went there. I didn't. I wasn't
I'm a
going to go
woman.
there.
It's okay for me to be a bitch. You're a man. You're not supposed
I was
to
going
be
to call
a
you an
bitch.
asshole.
Well,
But,
you're not an asshole. You're a bitch.
you know.
Anyways, and so I think that was kind of the first point where we were like, okay, what happens when we don't agree? And I was like, well, in this case, I got my
Then
own
we
fucking
just,
money.
you know what we did? We compromised. We're just like, fuck it. You get yours,
You get,
I get
I'll
mine.
yep.
We both make our own money,
Yeah.
you know.
We weren't in a single bank checking account.
No, yeah, we were
Um,
still dating back. We were still dating back then. So yeah, so that brings us. We started dating. We dated for a long time, or not
Couple
a
years.
very.
No, because
like
we got
a year and a half,
engaged.
I think, right?
We got engaged in. Jumping ahead a little bit, but we got engaged in 2007 and we got married in 2007.
No, we got. Oh, we did.
We did. So we lived together for a year and we dated a year. So we were together 2 years before we got
Yeah.
married.
Painting that fucking wall in that condo.
The
Beth
what?
had an
The what?
idea.
The
It just flashbacks. Okay, so flashbacks. Painting that wall.
Oh, the red.
in that condo.
Oh, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves
That's
into.
like and it was like a fucking
Great red. I mean, it was a
What was it,
huge
an
vaulted
18-foot
ceiling.
fucking ceiling or
Yeah.
something wall.
It was huge.
Oh, the things I do for you.
I know. You were such a trooper, dude, because I think we had to put like 3 coats because that particular red that I wanted.
But it was fun. We had a
It was-
great
I mean,
time.
and
That
it
little
looked great
condo.
when it was done.
Yeah. Oh, you know what is another thing is really annoying when you're dating somebody and you're trying to do your was it?
Oh, no, we were
dating?
married. No, that's later.
Click.
Yeah, that's
okay,
later.
you need to write that one down.
I am
dude,
writing.
because we're literally just doing this off the cuff. Like we're literally just thinking back, which is
Right.
I said this last time on the show is on the married life show is go back and think about the conversations or
Your
interactions
history.
you have
Yeah, your history.
with your significant other because it's fucking hilarious.
Right.
The shit that you go through, or just like you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna murder this person, right? Or just like the goofy things, and you look back and you're like, they make the funnest fucking stories.
Right.
They absolutely do. Like,
Well, and I say this all the time, and I say it with much love, but you're the girl and I'm the dude in this relationship.
oftentimes, yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, man, what? Just chill out, okay? So it's kind of funny to go back through them and go through those points, and you'd be like, yeah, I was being a bitch.
You know what the funniest part is?
What's that?
Ian's like on the one show that he did this past couple weeks ago. Whenever he goes, I won't call you a bitch.
I do call you a bitch
There's
all
gonna
the time.
there's gonna be a lot less of me calling you a bitch on this episode, which is awesome. So
this was also still. So I will say our big fight was. I mean, now it's hilarious. At the time,
So what were our ages then?
We were.
So you were
probably 27 and I was 35.
But the recap, like you had just gone through a divorce. Like maybe I think it was just signed.
I got divorced a month after we started dating. It had been in progress for 3 months because the a-hole forgot to sign paperwork. Conveniently.
So then we dated for a short time, and then it was maybe a year or so that we dated. You had been divorced.
Right.
But somewhere in there, I remember us having a conversation.
9 or 10 months.
You sitting up on the counter, remember? And we were having like a come to Jesus conversation.
Oh, is this the one I'm fixing to talk about? Well, so let me preface what happened.
Okay. I don't even remember what happened.
Never a good idea to make relationship decisions when you were both shit-faced.
Why? What happened? You need to refresh my memory. I don't remember.
So I don't even remember what we were fighting about, but you all of a sudden just went batshit crazy.
No,
and you were like,
not like swinging or anything.
No, like mentally, you were like, all right, that's it. It's done. It's over. I hope you have a good life. And proceeded to leave my condo.
Did I?
Storming out, drove back to your apartment. Oh, no, it gets better. You don't remember calling me twice?
Oh,
and leaving messages on my voicemail? Okay. The first one was like, the first one was like, I just want you to know, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
you've missed out on the best thing that could ever happen in
something
your
like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you were like, and I wish you luck.
Not true.
I wish you luck. Good luck with everything and a happy life, basically.
Did I use Godspeed?
No. And you hung up, and then you called back, and you're like, no, I'm serious. This is over. And I was like, whatever, I'm not answering the fucking phone.
This is before we had cell phones, I think.
Right. No, we had cell phones. They just weren't, they were expensive back then.
There was no texting.
There was no texting, and it was like 10 cents every call you made or something ridiculous when cell phones first started, because it was the flip phone.
Yeah.
And you came over the next day and tried to act like nothing. Hey, babe. And I was like, oh, no.
Oh, no.
And that
I love me in this conversation.
And proceed to like be like, so maybe we should go get some lunch and blah blah blah. And I'm just sitting on the counter, staring at you.
I'm going to stab you with.
I'm just staring at you like
in your forehead.
And I think I played the message for you and was like, "Do you remember this?" And you're like, and you kind of turned a little shade of red, and you were like, "Well, I mean, I was really angry at the time." And I just looked at you, and I was pretty surprised that I even said these words to you. I was like,
I don't need.
You know what? I need a man. I don't need a boy. And so if this is how you're going to act from now on, or if this is who you are, then we just need to stop.
Right. And what happened?
You were like, no, I'm a man. I can act like a man. I'm sorry. I lost my shit.
And like literally, life changed.
Yeah. Yeah. And me, I don't stay angry. I'm not like, I know
you're not an angry person. No, you're
I know
not
some women get angry and stay angry, but I'm like, okay, we can go get lunch now. But I was like, don't pull this shit.
Yep.
We're too old. I'm too old for this. And so if you can't.
Well, you had already been married 11 fucking years.
Yeah.
You put up with enough bullshit.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing that I was like, I'm not going through this again.
Nope. 100%.
And so it kind of changed the dynamic of our relationship.
It literally changed. I think that day was where we got serious.
Right.
Like, serious.
Right.
Which was awesome. So there's always, I think there's probably in a lot of people, it's either like just a super mellow, tranquil, or there's like a turning point.
Right.
Where you're like, all right, shit or get off the pod. Right. And that was our point for us. Like we were like, all right, we could either.
I think we'd already started the I love yous and all that stuff.
Yeah, we talked about that. Remember the New Jersey story?
Right. No, but I'm saying I think we had already established there
we
was
loved
love
each other.
in the
Yeah, we cared about
each
each
other.
other.
That we were serious.
I was just being a fucking
12-year-old
dickhead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was regressing.
But it's funny now because we'll talk about it.
World.
We'll talk about it and we crack up now.
Fucking hilarious.
It's funny. I mean, that you left me messages telling me
The
it's
fact
over
that-
and wishing me luck. I mean,
Good
it was
luck
like
and God. Yeah, I don't think I said Godspeed because I don't
think that was popular then, but I'm sure it was. But
of course it was.
So that was our first big. I think that's probably one of the. Well, no, I take that. I mean, we've had some big fights for other reasons, but like from just a relationship standpoint, I think that's like our one and only fight where we were like, one of us had to pull our
dating
head out.
fight. That was like a dating fight. Yeah, we've had like serious marital, like everybody has marital fucking issues.
Right.
I mean, that's just life, right?
Excuse me. If you don't, then you have a really boring marriage.
Yeah. Yeah. You should always be challenging your spouse. Like, just fuck up intentionally just to get in an argument.
Yeah.
Then you get makeup sex.
Makeup sex.
We'll get to that next episode.
So we proceed then to move in together.
Yep.
And I remember.
It was fun as shit. We had a great time.
We did. But I remember very vividly thinking, holy shit, did he always fart this much?
Stop
when we were,
it.
And did he smoke this much? And I looked at you and I was like, hey, did you fart this much before we moved in together? And you literally looked at me and you went, no. And I was like, well, why now? He's like, well, because we live together now.
No, because every person on the planet, you farted more before we married.
Did it?
Yeah.
I never fart in front. Rarely. I mean,
in front of somebody. But the idea is that, like, I'm always here. You're always here. We're always here. Like, hey, you gotta go. You gotta go. Like,
and I think I told you, I was like, can't you just go outside when you have to fart? And
no.
you were like, no.
It's
And
187 degrees in Phoenix right now.
What? And that thing, too, is I had to go back to living with somebody because I hadn't.
Well, you had actually intentionally. And I, before that, like before our relationship, I remember
you were going
lived
through
with a lot of, and I finally got an apartment by myself.
Right. And you had that for a few years.
Yeah, right. And then
so we both
for literally 1 year.
Oh, that was it?
That was I've only been like not
unattached.
Unattached, is that a way to put it? Yeah. Like not had a roommate or of some sort or a partner like like, for 1 year in my life. Like since my adult life.
Okay.
Right? And you go like, okay.
But we both had to, like, literally, I remember thinking or telling my mom at one point, I'm like, he's always here. And my mom's like, that's what happens when you live with someone. And I'm like, I know, leave. But I'm having a hard time with this. I don't remember having a hard time.
To your mom?
Yeah. I did because there was a point where I was like, because the townhouse wasn't big.
No, it was 2 bedrooms, like a small
living
room and a little
dining room.
kitchen.
Yeah, you know, like at the dining room and the living. Yeah, and it was small.
It was great.
Maybe 1,500 square feet.
Maybe, yeah, maybe 1,200. I don't know.
Yeah, somewhere around there. And I just remember thinking, oh my gosh, where do I get me time? You know, so luckily I think that's when we started getting some hobbies, and so you were gone.
Yeah,
sometimes, and I was gone sometimes. But I do remember asking my mom that. So we did. We moved in together and just went about life.
It was great.
Until
it was fun.
April.
Until then, we went up to
Payson,
Arizona. And I had been thinking about this for a long time, right? Not a long time, but several months. And I was like,
I had no idea.
How am I going to do this?
I had no clue that you were even looking at rings. I had no idea.
And I don't think a lot of people did either.
I think Susan
knew, yeah.
Jen
probably knew. There's a few people like on the team, right? And on my work team. And so got it sent to my mom's house.
I was thinking about yesterday, I was like, oh yeah, he did get it sent to his mom's house.
So you got to keep in mind.
You did live in a sketchy apartment complex, and you weren't there a lot of times because you work full time. So
that was the thing. Like I couldn't just have it left at my.
No, you had to sign for it, and how are you going to do that when you work 8 hours?
So my mom lived up in Payson, Arizona, back in 06, 07, whatever.
Payson, Arizona. Depeche Mode song.
Oh, I didn't know that. But we were up there just for the weekend, and I knew it was there.
Right.
Right. And then
I think it got there that week.
Something like that, right? And we'd gone up and visited my mom.
We went at least once a month.
Yeah, a couple hours
every
drive,
6
right?
weeks, yeah.
So it was always fun to go up to Payson, Arizona. And we went out to the Oxbow, which I don't think
only
is
bar
open
in
anymore.
Payson.
Back then it was.
Yeah.
And the Oxbow was like this country, super country, like salt the floor. I didn't dance.
You mean not
sand
salt,
the floor
but,
or whatever to call
sawdust the floor.
Sawdust, whatever. So you can do line dancing or whatever, or 2-step or whatever the fuck it is, right? But we would drink beers and hang out and do our stuff.
People watch.
Yeah,
because that's one of our favorite things.
Payson, Arizona, right?
So then point out the beautiful people to each other.
Because the next day I had seen the ring like one time.
Okay.
I didn't spend much money. I mean, keep in mind I was.
You were young.
27.
You didn't have a lot of money
26.
to spend at that time.
Yeah, I was making $35,000 a year out of college, right? So you go like, okay, like what can I afford?
Right.
And
well, don't be
still
stupid.
the ring you have on your
Don't
hand.
be stupid and spend 3 months of salary on a ring.
That's all
that,
bullshit. It's all that matters is like she still has the same ring on her finger. And I've offered, hey, you want to upgrade? And she's like, no, what I want.
So I fell asleep.
You were sleeping?
It was cold because it's April.
It was April in Payson.
And I remember I had your mom's pink hoodie on, and I fell asleep on the ottoman.
Yep.
I mean, on the recliner.
On the recliner.
Sound asleep.
And I was like, hey, mom, psst, come here. Psst, get your camera. She's like, why? I'm like, I'm going to wake her up and ask her to marry me.
Which that wasn't your first plan, right?
No, I had plans to go to California and do all this stuff. But I was literally like, my mom's right there.
Right.
She can be kind of a part, which now, hindsight, I'm totally happy.
Right.
She passed away a few years ago.
Right.
Right. Because she wouldn't have been able to be there and take pictures. And
right.
So I'm going to get teary-eyed.
I was like, are you getting teary-eyed?
Yeah, absolutely. So, because it just is what it is, right?
Right.
So I asked you to marry me. You were like,
you woke me up.
I had to like, hey, and I was kneeling down.
Babe, wake up. And I was like, what? What do you want? I'm so asleep. And you're like, get up,
I
sit
gotta
up.
wipe my eyes.
Get up, sit up. And I was like, and then all of a sudden you went down on one knee, and I was like, holy fuck, what's going on? What? Wait, what? What? Is this? Where's the cameras? Who's pull? Come on. Mm-hmm. And you asked me to marry you.
Yeah. And I had already asked your dad.
Yes, you'd already asked permission, which I had no idea about that either.
And your dad goes, I'm not the one. Go ask your mom. And I was like, oh, that's how this goes? I'm like, oh, fuck. I got to go talk to Iris.
You have to understand that my mom
is a very strong, she was the matriarch of the house.
Yeah, she definitely. Yeah. And having gone through one marriage that was very difficult and very hard on me, she was, I mean, like, I remember when I told her we were moving in together, she was like, oh, no, you're not. And I was like, yes, we are. And she's like, no, you have to get married. And I said, Mother, if I would have lived with my first husband, I wouldn't have married him. I would have seen all the things and went like, no. And she was like, I guess you got a good point. But literally, as a grown woman, I still had to talk to my mom about that. And not necessarily get her permission, but give her a heads up so she wouldn't freak out, you know?
Right, yeah. So, but I had already done it. She said, you have my blessing.
Yes.
And your dad was like,
she said, didn't she say, well, Beth can be a little difficult? Did she say that to you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
No. I mean, I think that was just like our normal conversation.
Yeah, like
she's like, Beth's a pain in the ass once in a while.
Beth is stubborn. I think she probably was like, Beth
she doesn't
use
pain in the ass.
No, she never
didn't swear
cussed.
much. She swore
when
like
she did, everybody would go like,
times. Yeah, she used the
the
F
shit
word.
is going down if my mother is cussing.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to die.
Like, she would be like, use the word bullshit.
Yeah, and we all be like, Mom.
Whoa. Huh?
What?
Yeah.
She'd be like, well, it's fitting. You know?
Exactly. But yeah, so asked you to marry me.
Right.
In April of 2007.
And then that's where the fun begins.
And then
because
where
I had literally, like, when we talked about getting married, I was like, let's do it in like October.
I literally wanted to do it
on the beach.
Dana Point.
In Dana Point.
Even like Dana Point, California. It was like California had become like our go-to destination. It was 5 hours away. We had a whole bunch of friends that lived there. Still love going to Dana Point, California.
We knew we were going to honeymoon at Pacific Beach because we love Pacific Beach.
Right.
And so we had this plan to do it like early fall.
Right.
So it's not hot, but it's not
after
cold.
The summer, but like maybe the next year or something like that.
Like, you know, like 8 months or something, you know, or the next year. And I remember you having a conversation with your mom and then coming to me and like, so I want to talk to you about the wedding. And I was
here's
like,
an option.
Here. And you were like, so Greg's brother is a single dad at the
back
time
then he had
three children.
Kids.
Yeah. And he had already
in his custody. Yeah. So he's got 5.
He already had, I don't know who bought them, but he already had tickets for them.
My mom had already bought plane tickets
for them to come down and visit in August.
August 17th.
Have you guys ever been to Phoenix, Arizona in August? 117 the day we fucking get married. But it was, I mean, it was. You were like, if you don't want to, we don't have to. Yeah. We just have to figure out how to get him back down here.
That's totally fine.
And I was like, no.
We can do this. We pulled off a
May, June, July.
We pulled off
4 months.
50-person wedding. Wasn't big by any means.
My first one was
and we really
huge
didn't want
and
a big wedding.
No.
Which was kind of the part we wanted it to be like our family, close friends.
Meaningful, like our best friends and family. And so we decided August. And we decided August 17th because that was the Saturday. That was the Friday he was going to be here. We got married on a Friday.
Okay. You got married on a Friday? I
We
don't
did,
recall.
and then the reception we had was Saturday,
That's right.
and that's where we had a bunch
So
of
then
people.
everybody could fly out on
Right.
Sunday. That's
And so we
God damn. We're going down memory lane here because if you guys have ever like tried to plan anything
in
like,
4 months.
we've got friends that, they're planning shit 12 months out.
Yeah, a year
18,
out.
18 months out or whatever. I'm like, holy fuck. Like, right? So you go, oh shit. Now it's August.
So it's now it's well no. So
let's go through like
let's talk about some of the stuff that happened with the wedding. So you had decided to quit smoking.
Yep.
And you were doing fantastic. I think it had been 2 weeks.
Like a couple months
2 or 3,
something. I think
something.
It was a couple months,
And I had said for a wedding takeaway, one of the things I wanted to do was get personalized M&Ms that said Beth and Greg on one side and the date we got married on the other side.
Fucking M&Ms.
Oh, these fucking M&Ms. And I go through and I
these
order
are little gifts you like put around
they were
a
just gonna
table.
put a little box, they'd have a little bow, and it wasn't like anything major. It was just going to be something, one of the few things.
Yeah,
one of the few things they were going to have a
put
takeaway.
bubbles out there or whatever. These were M&Ms.
And excuse me. And
fucking M&Ms.
M&M show. Oh, because it had said, do you want multicolor? And I was like, yeah, I'd love multicolor. Not understanding because nowhere on the website did it say
it changes the whole order.
It takes off the verbiage that we want. Yeah, the personalization. Thank you. So these M&Ms these M&Ms were like $300 or $400.
Oh, at least.
And
I was thinking
they're non-returnable,
like
so we get them, and I'm like, they don't have the personalization on them. So I call them, and they're like, no, when you went to multicolor, and this happened at the office, when you went to multicolor, that changes everything. And I said, well, I want to return them, and I would like to get them personalized. They're like, you can't return them. They're non-refundable, non-returnable.
Because they're perishable items.
Right. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? And I proceed to like, don't cry.
Have a fucking meltdown.
I pull you from your desk. I'm like, we need to go to the conference room right now. And you're like, okay, what's wrong?
Have a fucking meltdown.
Oh, I have a meltdown. Well,
M&Ms.
I mean, I'm planning a wedding with 4 months. It was the straw that broke the camel's back.
I'm planning a wedding. Bullshit. We were planning a wedding.
I was planning a wedding. We're going with I was planning a wedding, and that allows me to have this fucking meltdown.
Whatever. So what was the solution? Sorry.
So
what was the solution?
We had already had plans. We had we did. I don't remember what the solution was.
The solution is we just fucking mixed them all up.
Threw them in a box.
Your best girlfriends, Leanne and Dana, came in and said, "Fuck it, everybody's getting mixed M&Ms, and nobody cares.
No personalization.
You eat those fucking things anyway, and nobody cares."
So, but we had that night. We had a reservation to go to Buca di Beppo
for the wedding,
to try their food.
Right.
And so he was like, "Don't worry about it. We'll just go. It was me, you, and your mom. We'll just go. You'll have some wine. You'll be fine. You'll relax. We're not going to worry about the wedding anymore today." I proceeded to get shit-faced. I mean, I think, well, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I mean, I think it was everything else.
Right.
And this will make a little bit of sense here in a second. But I proceed to get shit-faced. And when I get really, really drunk, I think I'm a smoker.
Yep.
And I was like, I want cigarettes. And Greg was like, no. I was like, I want cigarettes. And he was like, no. And I was like, I want cigarettes. And he was like, okay, we're getting cigarettes. And Greg started smoking again. God, way to ruin it. Way to break it. But after that night, though, I was like, fuck it. I'm not going to worry about anything anymore.
Nope. We didn't worry about shit.
Nope.
We had to go to therapy, which is fucking hilarious.
Not therapy, couples counseling.
Wedding counseling.
So
she wanted to get married in
at the church.
Presbyterian church.
I grew up Presbyterian. My mother's Presbyterian. Church is very important to my mom. And you said, I'm down with it. That's cool. And I was like, all right.
Yeah.
So we found a Presbyterian church and we started going to church.
They're like, you live together already?
Yeah.
I'm like, is this Catholic school again?
I was so weird because I didn't have to do this with my first marriage. I was like, I'm sorry, who are you to judge? That's his job, not your job.
No, she was judgmental.
So she was huge judgmental.
She was judgy.
And then when she found out we didn't care that she was judgmental, she was like, all right, I'll marry you. But we had to go to 3 of those flipping sessions and
and they're like
shit and talk about
your sex life.
And
that was a big thing. Why was that such a big thing for them?
I don't know.
It was the weirdest fucking thing.
I didn't work there. Sex, forgiveness, and growth.
We had homework, and I'm like, she's enough fucking work. I don't need homework on top of you having a meltdown over goddamn M&Ms, right? Like, Jesus Christ. Like, Sorry, whatever. Using the Lord's name in vain as I'm talking about going to getting married at a Presbyterian church. Your mom's up there being like,
And so we're going through the black eye, right? Are we talking through the black eye?
Yeah, we're going to talk through the black eye. So we're going to get you through the wedding here.
So it started, the meltdown will start to make sense here. So we go through all that shit, right? It's finally wedding time.
Wedding time goes off. You have the snot bubble.
No, so I'm walking. So I've kind of like the whole day. My friends are like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm just I'm excited. I'm anxious."
Yeah.
And in the back of my head, I'm like, "What the hell am I doing?"
Yeah.
You know. And so the whole day, I kind of was like, "What the hell am I doing?" It went so well the first time. Why the fuck am I doing this again? But I was like, okay, you're just nervous. Just go through it. Sure. And so my parents walked me down the aisle together.
Did your dad say literally, like, I've got the keys?
No, like he did my first one. No, he didn't. My first wedding, my dad said,
it'd be okay.
As we're getting ready to walk in the sanctuary, my dad said, I think they could already tell that this wasn't a smart idea for either of us. And he was like, I got keys in my pocket. We can take off. I go, Dad, there are 200 people in that church. That is not funny. He's like,
we didn't have 200 people. We had 50.
I said, there are 200 people in that church. That's not funny. He's like, I'm not joking. You do not have to get married if you think this is, if you don't think this is a good idea. And I was like, that's not funny. Just walk me down the damn aisle. Hindsight's 2020. But so they walk me down the aisle and we get up there and I'm really, and you could tell that I was freaking out. I don't know if it was my face, and I was kind of starting to cry, and it wasn't a snot bubble. I had snot starting to run down.
Just, like you were tearing and yeah.
Like I was getting ready to have a panic fucking attack. And you reached over, it's the sweetest thing, and you grabbed my nose and you wiped it and you said, everything's gonna be okay. This is the right thing to do. Yeah. We love each other. And I was like, I'm fucking marrying this man. I am marrying him today and I'm keeping him for the rest of my life.
Yep.
And
see, this is real, man. It's not real.
And I did proceed to cry. And then all my friends proceeded to cry because they heard you as well. And then we got married and we went and we had the reception. It was the best fucking night
at
ever.
Buca de Beppo.
And then we went to that little baby bar, that tiny bar, the Blue Moon or the Half Moon.
Before all this, I went. So my other side of it is, I was like, I need a drink.
I need a shot.
We're all fucking.
So you have Corey,
suited up,
TJ, Brian, and Joe. That was it. Those were your.
I think so. Yeah, those few guys.
Hold on, 1, 2. No, you had to have 4. So I had 4. Chuck, that's what it was. Okay.
And Max, I think, was there with us also. Mm-hmm. Was he not? Was he at the wedding?
It was there. They were there and was in the wedding. He wasn't.
No, I know, but was he with us?
Yes, he was with us. I mean, obviously he was with us.
No, at the bar. I don't recall.
Oh, I don't know.
But anyway, I do have photos of me with a whole bunch of Hooters girls.
In their boobies.
30 minutes before we get married. Yeah, absolutely, right. Hooters girls in Arizona are pretty fucking hot.
They're, well, I mean,
but
some
no,
of them.
I was like, I need to go get a drink, whatever, because it's literally next to the hotel we were staying at.
Right.
Which is literally in front of the bar you just mentioned.
Right.
So
this bar was tiny, and it was cute because he's in his tux.
It's called Blue Moon, right?
You're in your tux. I mean, not tux. You guys wore suits.
We wore suits, yeah.
You guys wore suits. I'm in my wedding dress. My girls are on their dresses, and we walk in. You can clearly tell it's a wedding. And we were already feeling kind of good from the reception. But people proceed to buy us bottles of champagne and tequila shots and beer and, like, just random people.
We're literally across, like, a little tiny back street to our hotel. So it's
totally.
like a little go-through
And finally, the bouncer was like, hey, you guys.
I'm not going to kick
you out, but we can't. You guys can't have any more to drink. We were like, that's fine. We don't need any more to drink.
Everybody keeps giving us, like, thank you. Like, we can actually say thank you for shutting us off.
Yes.
Because now we can just be like, use the excuse of, I'm not allowed to drink anymore. Right. Because we were fucking
hammered.
Ripped up.
Hammered.
Yep.
So we
She's
probably
still
stayed.
in her wedding dress. Like we went straight from Buca de Beppo party with our family.
I think we stayed for like another half hour. When I finally looked at you and I was like, I need to go to bed. And you were like, okay, are you cool just walking? It's across the street. And I said, yeah. My brother Ben, I had no idea, but he's like, it was so. He's like, I watched you guys to make sure you guys were. I just wanted to make sure you're gonna get there okay. He's like, but you guys would stumble for about 20 yards, and then you would say something to each other and bust out laughing. And then you'd get yourself back together, and you'd go like another 20 yards, and you would bust out laughing.
Do you remember we had to go over like a little wall?
Oh, no, yeah. That he goes,
in your wedding dress?
He goes, then I see him put you up on the wall turn you around, jump over the wall, because we were so drunk, we didn't want to walk around the wall to the driveway.
Yeah.
So you put me up there, turn me, and he goes, and then after that, you guys were like 15 yards from the hotel, so I knew you were good. He said, but it was fucking hilarious to watch you literally jump a wall in your wedding dress, trying to be all fancy and wasted at the same time. So
it was fun as shit.
We proceed to pass out.
It was the best night ever.
Yeah, it was so great.
Like,
we proceed to pass out.
Yeah. Interestingly, the next morning I wake up
and we have no idea how this happened.
No, we're undressed, whatever. We did not have sex.
We did not have.
There was no sex that would happen that night. We were past.
If we would have had sex, I would have thrown up.
It was that good.
That's how fun the night was.
That's how fun the night was. Yeah. Interestingly, I get out of bed. I'm like, like
he gets
10
out of bed
o'clock,
first.
9 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock in the morning, whatever it was.
You weren't. You were in bed. I showered. I was getting dressed. You got up.
I get up to go.
And all of a sudden, I just hear this.
What the fuck?
Holy shit! What the fuck? And I'm like, what? What's wrong? What's wrong?
I'm like, why do I have a black eye?
You come out and you're like, why do I have a black eye? I go, are you sure it's just eyeshadow? You're like, it's
why
not
the fuck would I have
eyeshadow. I don't know, but that's what it looked like. Like it was so black and blue. It looked
just
like you
my
had
top lid.
Yeah, it looked like you had.
But it wasn't both eyes.
No,
it was just
that one
right
lid.
there.
I mean, both parts of your eyes. The funny thing was, so here's the running joke for that day. So the sex got pretty good, huh? Last time, I'm like, if you motherfuckers even knew that we just went home and passed out.
Yeah, there was not.
We didn't even
What do you
manhandle
call it?
each other.
Consummating
No,
the
we
marriage.
did
There was
not.
none of that. We had already consummated before.
We didn't tell anybody that they were wrong, but I was like, shh, don't say that in front of the adults. But you had the
It was fucking
worst
green,
black eye
black,
I've ever seen in my
purple.
life.
It was the funniest fucking thing ever, and I still to this day can't figure it out.
No, I think
No, it was on this side because the only theory I have is I gave my brother a watch as my best man,
right?
And I had bought the same one for me,
right?
Is the only logical thing I can think is like in my sleep I smacked myself in the eye.
Maybe
there's no other reason.
I can't imagine either.
Unless
just at some point we butted heads.
One other alternative to that is Beth elbowed you were sleeping with your arms up. And
I
your arm
did.
Came down. No, I'm just saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, 'cause I've accidentally done that to you, like arms up, like boom,
right?
Like, oh fuck, I'm so sorry. Like check on you, make sure your nose not broken. You know what I mean? Like that shit happens in your sleep.
Yeah, no. But I think I would have remembered that. But we have no idea.
We have no idea. I had a black eye for like 3 days, 4 days,
yeah.
all the way to California.
Yeah. I think probably till like that Tuesday when it finally
the following week,
yellow, because we from there, we had the reception on Saturday, we had a family breakfast on Sunday, and then we left on Monday, right?
Yeah.
We left on Monday, and we were in Pacific Beach for 7 days.
Yeah.
And married life.
Good times. Next episode, porn. We're going to talk about porn.
We're going to talk about sex.
Sex and porn.
Sex?
More like porn.
Sex.
Porn. Porn and sex?
Porn sex?
I think it's the same thing, right?
I don't know.
Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah.
Go out, check out The Bar is Open on with Beth and Greg on YouTube, Instagram, iTunes, Spotify, all this stuff. Like and subscribe.
I don't have any left, but baby cheers.
Oh,
this
baby
fun.
cheers.
This is fun.
I hope you have a good one.
I don't have anything left.
Real quick. This is real us. Like, legitimately, we talk about these things. I hope you guys I hope it inspires some of you guys to go out and have a conversation and kind of, if you have a relationship with somebody, cool. Or go out and build relationships and trust in the fact that
memories.
Shit isn't always good.
Nope.
We have some stuff to talk about that shit isn't always good.
No.
You got to go do stuff.
It's real life, bitch.
Real life, bitch.
Bitch.
You need to quit calling me bitch.
No, it's fun.
Fuck you. I love you.
I love you too.
I love all you guys. Catch you later.
Bye, guys. Love you.